Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Habs podcast. This is another episode of me and my friend doing and talking about the Habs and the NHL. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you like this video.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thanks for all the support. Let's start by talking about the Habs and their week this week. So, what did you think about the results this week?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I called it almost. I called that we're gonna win versus Columbus, but we didn't win versus Detroit. But I think overall, it was a pretty interesting week. We almost came back versus Detroit. That was a crazy game. And tell me, you went to the Bell Center on Thursday. How was it versus Florida?
Oh, well, I mean, it was a sad night. I was really sad that Newhook got injured, but like at the very end, I still had a lot of fun. I went with my school. The atmosphere at Bell Center, it's always incredible, but you also had Florida fans. But yeah, it was good. But now let's talk more about the Habs. So, what I wanted to say, I think it's a pretty good week overall because when you're in a rebuild, your goal is to have fun, right? And to have good young players stepping up. And that game against Detroit was amazing, man. We were down 3-0, but we came back to 4-4 and then we lost in OT. But like those things happen, and we also beat Columbus on the road. So overall, pretty nice. But the big blow this week is really Alex Newhook's injury.
Yeah, man, that was pretty tough to watch.
But yeah, also maybe before we move on to the predictions, did anyone impress you during those games?
Yo, I don't even care if Josh Anderson didn't score, but man, that guy has been playing with heart. He was creating penalties. He's been playing his heart out. I think Josh Anderson was our best player. I don't care if he didn't score. I think he was really our best player.
I agree with
What
you.
about you?
I agree with you, but something I noticed, especially last game, man, our defense pretty good. Huh? Our defensemen are scoring a
Yeah,
lot.
man.
Gustav
Yeah, man.
Lindstrom
We are.
yesterday, he was so good. Like not only his goal, like even before his goal, like every time he was on the ice, I was like, whoa, this guy's so good. He's making moves.
Yeah, we
He's
are
shooting the
literally the
puck.
best scoring
Like he's so
defense
good,
team
and
in the
yeah,
NHL.
we have the best goal scoring defense in the NHL. Even Kovacevic is up to 4 goals. I think Madison played pretty well today, yesterday, even
Yeah, even we can see.
defensively.
Yeah,
And
even we can
Struble.
see yesterday. Baron scored
Oh
yesterday.
yeah, Baron is looking
Lindstrom.
really good offensively.
Yeah,
5 goals already this
yeah,
season,
man.
and Struble too.
What a great
Anyways, now
performance
let's
from
do
our.
what?
I meant to say like great performance from our defense.
For real. So now let's do predictions for next week. So we have 4 games. We start off against the Seattle Kraken at home. Then we play the Kings at home again. Then we play the Sabres in Buffalo, and then we finish Sunday with a game against the Predators at home. So how many points do you think we're getting this week against those teams?
I think we're gonna get 4 points out of 8. I think we're gonna win versus the Kraken. I think we're gonna lose versus the Kings. I think it's gonna be a very tough matchup. I think we're gonna win versus Buffalo, and I think we're gonna lose versus the Predators. So I think we're gonna get 4 out of 8. What about you?
I think we're gonna lose against the Kraken because they lost last game against Ottawa 2-0, and it's pretty rough year for them. They had a big year last them in their third year in the NHL, but now it's pretty tough this year. I think they're gonna be hungry for a win against the Habs after losing their first two in Ontario in their trip to West Canada. Then I think against the Kings we're also gonna lose. But I think then against the Buffalo Sabres, I don't know why. I got a feeling, why not just get a win? It's Saturday. I think the boys are going to be really motivated, and I think we're going to get a big OT win. But then against the New York Rangers, oh boy, that's not against the New York Rangers. I'm sorry, against the New York Islanders. It's going to be a close game. I
I
think we
know the
get
Predators. The Predators.
yeah the
It's the
Predators, right?
Predators.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really sorry. Yeah, the Islanders are next weekend, but yeah, the Predators. I think we can get a close game against them. But I think we're going to lose in OT. So at the end of the day, I think we're getting 3 points out of 8 this week.
Okay, nice. What do you think about Samuel Montembeault's extension, man? This guy has been really good. I think we really got to steal for him. 3 point. I think 15
Yeah,
million.
I'm really
Yeah.
happy with that deal. And obviously, I don't think Samuel Montembeault is our future starter. But like, why not? We have plenty of cap space. This guy has proved he can be a solid backup goalie if one day Primo develops into the starter we think he can be. And he's just so consistent. And game after game, he's making like some crazy saves. The stats don't show it, but go to advanced stats, goal saved above expected. This guy's really good. Watching game after game, he's making huge saves. He's keeping us into games. So yeah, why not let him stick around for 3 more years during a rebuild? Doesn't bother me at all. And 3.15 million takes pretty fair if you actually watch Habs games.
Yeah, man, what a great goaltender he has been. I think he really deserves every single dollar on that contract.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, so yeah, let's go on to Saturday's game review, man. Man, as we can see, Detroit won with a great win in overtime, and then man, the Dallas Star win 8-1 versus Tampa Bay. What happened there?
I'm really not sure. That's really surprised me. Like 8-1 is completely crazy. I don't know what's going on with Tampa Bay this year. I heard some Tampa Bay fans tell me like this team is terrible. Like right now, the way they're playing, it's like they're out of gas. But I don't understand because they lost in the first round, so they should not be out of gas. I think the big thing is Vasilevsky just came back from his injury. He might he's still rusty a bit, and maybe the defense. Obviously, I don't like that Tampa defense. I think Sergeyev's overrated, especially defensively. And then you have
Yeah,
guys like Perbix, Dahan, like playing top four like that. You can't win like that. Like, having defense like this, I think Tampa needs to have a big addition on attack and also on defense, and shake up the team a little bit because you can't win. You're not gonna win like with that effort. And
yeah, and
also, like, there's nothing guaranteed. Like playoffs are not gonna come like that. They're gonna need to work hard for it. They need to wake up, and I know they can because they're a team full of veterans, and a lot of these guys have won cups.
yeah, and two other upset that happened on Saturday night. The Coyotes went 4-1 versus the Blues, and then the Ducks went 4-3 versus the Colorado Avalanche in the shootout.
Yeah, the Ducks ended a 8-game losing streak by getting this win, so it's pretty good for them. Yeah, upsets happen sometimes. I'm not worried about Colorado, but I want to talk about other games. What do you think about the Boston Bruins winning in OT against the Toronto Maple Leafs in a pretty good game? It was actually really intense. Pasternak
Yeah,
had a pretty good game. I think he had 3 points. So yeah, what do you think about that?
yeah, I think, man, it was a great game. We saw Toronto come back late in the third, but Boston, Brad Marchand with a great win on in the overtime.
Yeah, it was a thriller, and maybe those two teams could meet in the playoffs. I don't know about that, but anyways, one thing sure, it was that
Yeah, it will be
that
a
was
great,
that was
great
a good
matchup.
game. Anyways, next up, let's talk about the few trades that happened this week in the NHL.
Yeah,
Nikita Zadorov got traded to the Vancouver Canucks for a fifth round pick, a third round pick. And what did you think about that acquisition for Vancouver?
we saw Vancouver a few days before this trade that they dumped Beauvillier to Chicago, and we knew that they're gonna bring a big defenseman to dump Cap, and I think they did a great job to get Nikita Zadorov, and I also think Beauvillier is gonna really help Chicago in their rebuild.
Yeah, I mean, I think Calgary, they because Zadorov wanted out, so for sure, like it was gonna be hard to get a good return. But I like Zadorov; he's an aggressive defenseman. I don't know if he's always perfect defensively, but for the Canucks, I think having a guy like that on third pair could
Yeah,
work out. I mean, it's still an upgrade. They have like Noah Yulson on defense, and like, why not use a guy
yeah,
like him? Like, why not? They have
yeah.
cap space. They
Do you
done
think?
Beauvillier. Beauvillier was playing in the bottom six, so like, why not?
Yeah. Do you think Vancouver won this trade? I think they pretty much won this trade.
Yeah, I'm
The,
pretty sure they
the,
won this trade. Like, just to have an aggressive defenseman who can protect your teammates, who can protect guys like Elias Pettersson and everything, I think that's huge for them. And it's not like they
yeah.
gave up a lot either. So, like, why not? I think obviously it's not maybe the best defenseman available on the market because, the Calgary Flames want to sell this year. They have Noah Anifin as a pending free agent, Tanev also, but like, why not? Like, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, and man, let's move on to the Corey Perry situation. There's
Oh,
been a
wow.
lot of drama this week,
Wow.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know where to start. So,
Mm,
first
yeah,
off,
me too, man.
there were some wild rumors on Twitter. Like, we're not gonna get into
Yeah,
those details, but that was wild. But then, Kyle Davidson bought out his contract, and then, um, like, nobody knew what was happening, right? And they were all making up those crazy, like, completely wild rumors. And Cal
yeah,
Davidson had to come out say that wasn't true, that it didn't involve any players that that players don't even know what happened. And but we worked that he was like pretty aggressive towards an employee of the Chicago Blackhawks in a working place, and he released a statement saying he's entering the NHL rehab program. He's dealing with alcohol problems. So yeah, I don't really know what happened. I think it could have been more clear, but obviously something is wrong with Corey Perry. So yeah, what were your thoughts about that?
Yeah. Man, I think this is very not responsible from Corey Perry. You're a veteran in the NHL. You got a lot of respect, and you're not supposed to do those type of things. Even though we don't know what happened, you're supposed to be responsible. You have to try to win a cup in your veteran years, and he might have been like a guy that Chicago could have flipped him at the trade deadline, but now they just bought him out. So I think he may be ruin his career here,
Yeah.
but I hope he's gonna find a way out, and a playoff team will sign him. But to me, Corey Perry was not responsible about his career, and I think it's not very professional.
Yeah, I totally agree, but like I believe in second chances, and I believe like this
Yeah,
guy should still be in the Hall of Fame despite what happened.
yeah,
And I believe he can
yeah,
change, but also like
yeah. I
you said,
even think he should. Yeah, I think he should go to a playoff team. He could. He still has a second chance.
you
Yeah,
know,
as you
this
said.
guy Corey Perry, like we know he likes to win. So maybe the fact he played on a weaker team, like of course I'm just making speculation, but maybe that bored him a bit. So I'm thinking if he's gonna
Yeah,
sign with someone, he's gonna be with a contender. But also, I find it pretty sad for him because like he was earning like 4 million a year. It's been a long time since Perry didn't earn that much money. But obviously,
yeah,
if you're irresponsible, like you're not responsible,
yeah.
just like you said, and you do things like that, like that are unacceptable, like that's what you deserve. But yeah,
Yep,
anyways, let's move on. So wow, we woke up. Right
yep,
after the day after Monday, and we learned that Patrick Kane signed with the Detroit Red Wings, 2 years
yep.
and two point. What was it? 2.75 million. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it was a 1 year deal, right?
Yeah,
Or
one
a
year.
two
I don't
year.
know why I said. What did I
Yeah,
say? I said 2 years.
yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
No, no, no.
1 year
I
deal.
meant 1 year. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously, just so signed for 1 year. Signing him for 2 years would be way too risky. But yeah, he's making his debut Monday against the Buffalo Sabres against his hometown team. I just can't wait to see him get going. What do you think about this signing for Detroit?
man. I think him and the Brinkhead getting reunited is going to be very scary to watch. It's
Oh
going to
yeah,
be
man.
very good to watch. And to be honest, we even said it in our podcast, in our first episode. We thought that he's going to go to Florida, but we said that he's has high chances of going to Detroit, and he did go to Detroit. And I think it's going to really help. The Detroit culture. Is really going to help them, the team. We saw Detroit as a team like full of veterans and also young players. I think it's gonna very fit well in that team. What about you? What do you think about that?
Honestly, I think it's a great signing. Some people are saying, "Oh my God, Detroit's on the playoff push. You don't want a guy who's not responsible in his own zone." But I think you put him on the line with a defensive forward like either GT Comfort or Andrew Kopp. I think he's going to be fine if that happens. And having a veteran like that, like you said, it's huge in a locker room. I understand people are saying he had hip surgery, that he's maybe not going to be as good as he was before. But last season, man, he played injured. He had like almost a point per game, like almost. He played really good too. Like he's not a disaster. In my opinion, he's still playing the top six for Detroit. I got him playing on the second line. He might play with the Brinket sometimes, but yeah, for sure he's gonna need the defensive center to play with him. I cannot wait to see that. But it's gonna be so weird. It's so
Yeah,
weird seeing those legends. He's the second. American with the most point in the history of the NHL, and he's like a Blackhawks icon. So seeing him with the former rivals, Red Wings and the
yeah,
Blackhawks
and
were
he's
big
playing versus
rivalry.
his hometown. He's
Yeah.
playing versus
Oh
his
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
hometown
his
project.
debut. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna be amazing. Yeah. So
yeah,
so now
yeah.
let's
And
move.
now let's move on to the question of the day, man. We all saw it yesterday. Jake Walman scored the overtime winner and hit the griddy on the Habs. Do we accept that in Montreal?
No, there's no way. That was unacceptable. I hated it. This is completely ridiculous. Like, why are you doing a grid in Bell Center? Your team was not even that good, man. You were leading 3-0. You blew a lead. What are
Yeah,
you doing? Who are you, Jake Walman? You're not even a star, so
bro.
I don't get why this guy did that. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm a bit harsh, but I just didn't like that, and he better look for himself. You know, we're playing against the Red Wings the last two games of the season. It's gonna be intense. We're gonna have a chance. Maybe they're gonna be fighting for the playoffs. We need to get revenge on that.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode.